Do you know someone who is functional on the outside, but fractured on the inside? Protesting. Is it changing anything? Let's start thinking differently. If protests really worked, there would be visible change. We are still protesting. There has been no change. Actually, things have been getting worse. Why? Because when we are anti something, whatever we are anti has to exist. Healing with the Rev podcast is going to bring you comfort, build community, and give you some inspiration to move forward. Pro peace. For those of you who are old enough to remember who Mother Teresa was, Mother Teresa during the Vietnam War was asked to come to an anti-war rally. She said, I will not be there, but when you have a peace rally, invite me, I will come. She understood the difference between anti whatever and peace. So let's be for peace. And peace does not mean sitting on your butt doing nothing. It's very active. I'm Reverend Teresa Heipel. I am your host of Healing with the Rev podcast. I have lost loved ones to death. I am here to honor your faith tradition, and here you can find peace, calm, and clarity. Peace starts with community building, one person at a time, standing for something rather than against something. When we stand for, we're taking a stance for what we want. Anti-war, anti-ICE, or whatever is going on today as you are listening to this, whatever we are anti really does have to exist. We're giving power over to whatever it is we are wanting to not exist. If we want to abolish something, we need to be pro whatever that is. For this, we want pro peace. We want to be for peace. I don't think anyone would argue with me about that, but they haven't changed their mindset from something negative to something positive. So let's build something positive in this world. Peace building starts with faith. Whatever your faith is, whether it's Christian, Jewish, Islam, or anything else, I say have a faith in a higher power somewhere, because life gets difficult. And when life gets difficult, sometimes we don't know what to do with that. Building with faith, people are coming together. They're learning together. They're expounding their beliefs. They're expounding justice. And aren't we all wanting social justice? Seriously. Drum circles. It's a great way to release pent-up emotions. At my church, we have a drum circle. And when I go there, I can pound on the djembe drums, as you'll see on this picture. There's a lot of djembe drums. It's a great way because you can come up with your own rhythm and you can come up with your own chant in your head. It's pretty awesome. The podcast format, we're going to have real stories. I'm probably going to be talking more than doing interviews. I have a lot of experience in a lot of different things. I'm going to give you some practical tips and some uplifting interviews as we go along. Expressions of heartache, honoring our pain. This woman is feeling the weight of her loss. Whatever that loss is, she is not sure she wants to face reality. Sometimes reality is really difficult because reality is not someplace where we want to be. But we are here and we are now. And if you're listening to this, you're paying attention. So you are present in this moment. She appears to be afraid to see what is in front of her, whether she lost a spouse or a friend or a child or lost a job, gone into retirement, doesn't know what to do with her time. There's so many different kinds of ways of heartache, so many expressions of heartache. And whatever you're feeling, know that you are in great company and everything you feel is all good. And so I would ask you to continue to watch these podcasts because they're going to be informative. Some of them are about loss of some sort. Some of them are about these protests and peace and how we can move forward. Honor yourself by doing what is right for you in the moment. Welcome back to Steady by Design. I'm Teresa. Today we are talking about disgust, and I know that's not a comfortable word. It doesn't have the soft edges of sadness or the dramatic sweep of grief. It's a sharp word, a recoiling word. But disgust is one of the most important emotional signals you have because disgust is your value system speaking at full volume. When something genuinely disgusts you, morally, ethically, physically, your whole body is saying, this violates something essential in me. This is not aligned with who I am or what I believe is right. That is worth paying attention to. Surface it. What does disgust feel like in the body? Physical disgust and moral disgust share the same neural circuitry, and they both produce similar sensations. A turning away, a recoiling, the body physically wants to create distance. Nausea, or the sensation of nausea. A tightening in the face, the wrinkled nose, the narrowed eyes. Sometimes a heat in the chest or throat. A rising quality, a strong desire to name what you're seeing, to call it out, to not pretend it's okay. What are you disgusted by right now? Is it something you witnessed, something done to you or someone you love, something you did yourself that violated your own values? Let yourself locate that without judgment about having the feeling. The feeling is information. Understand it. Why disgust matters. Researchers who study emotions note that disgust is one of the primary emotions involved in moral reasoning. It is your body's way of enforcing your ethical boundaries before your logical brain has even caught up. When something disgusts you, you don't usually have to think hard about whether it's wrong. You know it in your gut, literally. The challenge with disgust is that it can also become misdirected. Sometimes we feel disgust toward ourselves, our own bodies, our own choices, our own desires, in ways that are more about shame and internalized criticism than genuine moral violation. That kind of disgust deserves its own attention and healing. And sometimes we can feel disgust toward others in ways that are really about our own unprocessed material, our fears, our projections. So the question to ask is this disgust protecting something real, or is it misdirected? Both are worth examining. Neither is shameful. When we come back from the break, we will talk about move through it and anchor it. Let's pause here for just a moment. This is what I call the steady moment. A pause to remember that peace in the world begins with peace inside us. One thing I've learned from working with people over many years is that the world does not become peaceful through more reaction. It becomes peaceful through more steadiness. When your nervous system is regulated, your thinking becomes clearer, your decisions become wiser, and your presence alone begins to influence the people around you. That's the work I do through what I call steady by design. I help people regulate stress, restore clarity, and return to peace, both in their bodies and in their lives. Because when we become steady inside ourselves, we stop reacting to chaos and begin creating stability in the world around us. And that is where real peace begins. Book your discovery call using this QR code. Now, let's continue. Welcome back. Let's continue on with Move Through It. Move Through It, clearing the residue, disgust, especially moral disgust at something that happened to you or that you witnessed can leave a residue in the body, a kind of contamination feeling, a stain. Here is a clearing practice. Take a breath in, long and slow on the exhale. Let it come through your mouth with the sound, not a word. Just a breath with some force behind it, like you are releasing something that doesn't belong in your body. Do this 3 times. Then shake your hands loosely like you're shaking off water. Let the movement travel up your arms and through your shoulders. In shamanic and somatic work, we call this clearing. You are physically signaling to your nervous system, I am releasing what is not mine to carry. What happened was wrong. I don't have to hold it in my body anymore. Anchor it. Your values are not a liability. They are a compass. The fact that something disgusts you means that you have a moral center. You know what you stand for. You know what crosses a line. In a world that sometimes rewards moral flexibility, your ability to feel disgust at genuine wrong is a feature, not a flaw. Hold your values. Let disgust be the signal that tells you when something needs to be named, addressed, or walked away from. Your anchor. My values are clear. I trust what my gut knows. I do not have to make peace with what is genuinely wrong. If you have enjoyed this episode, please like, follow, and subscribe here. Your follow and subscribe allows me to make better quality content for you. I will bring in guests on occasion. If this message resonates with you, I bring the Steady by Design framework to organizations, communities, and events that want to lead with clarity instead of reaction. I'd love to continue the conversation. Thank you for going there with me today. Steady by Design is in beta at steady-by-design.netlify.app. Until next time, stay steady. You were designed for this.